Abusuafo yen papa Musah Danquah eba bonten e de pool na oyeye e de fa Npp Primaries no hono de final one no or the results no eba betu dwa na wo de betu dwa no we na Ghana fo binom antiase a omo raise some questions say ekwan a ofaso eye ne pose no say ebeye a anka onkyerechirem se ne ebeye a omo benya antiase ewo because wo hwe the number of people na ode omo eye na wo hwe number of people so a omo beto abana eye na isua inti se ebia omo 30,000 na se ukofa be se 3,000 per edi ya na se wo ka se ebia se nipa na omo kan se omo epe no obetumi edi aba no mu enkurim dia na che se inti ase hyeda enim eno ena Musah Danquah nso wesan aba bonten a ode entilebu aba ne nti a oye hye na ne predictions nso a ode emaaye no owo gidie ewum se saa pepepe ena ebekọ no yen papa Musah Danquah wakasa ode entilemu aba enti yenkure nkokotie ensem a Musah Danquah oka na menua ohwe video no ewiara ko comment section ho na wachele wadwi mesra wo se unya en subscribe ya na wa subscribe like video we na share ma wunua bi no nso onya bi enhwe beda wase nyankopon ko nhira yenko na yenko hwe video.
Hi, good morning and welcome to Global Info Analytics. My name is Musah Danquah. Today is 24th of January 2026, and I released yesterday the explanation to the poll we conducted of the Npp Primaries, and someone sent a message to me privately asking some relevant questions, and I felt I should come and explain some of those things to you here. First question was regarding the sampling, the regional sampling, how the sampling was done. So I'm going to give you a bit of breakdown of the sampling approach to the Npp delegates. I'm going to be releasing an extra today to show you the sample that we deployed across the various regions. Excuse me. Now, Accra has the highest sample of 2011, followed by Ashanti region 1,759, Eastern region 1,071, Central 897, Western 692, Northern region 622, Volta 522, Upper East 395, Upper West 394, Bono 392, Bono East 330, Western North 266, OT 220, Savannah 187, Northeast 179, and Ahafo 177. So these are the sampling deployment across the region, so that it represents how the Npp delegates are spread across the country. So the more you get, it means the more delegates that you have in the region. In terms of percentages, we're giving it out about 19.9, Greater Accra 17.4, Ashanti region 10.6, Eastern region 8.9, Central region 6.8, Western region 6.1, Northern region 5.2, Volta region 3.9, Upper East 3.9, Upper West Bono 3.9, Bono East 3.3, Western North 2.6, OT 2.2, Savannah 1.8, Northeast 1.8, and half around 1.8. So the samples are well spread and proportional to the respondents or the delegates that we have. Now, let's look at the issues the person raised. First, one, we've dealt with it, the regional breakdown of the sample. Second, he said we indicated that Bawumia is projected to win 57% of the vote. However, the poll results you present show him at 48%. I would appreciate it if you could explain how the final projections of 57 was derived from the polling data. Now, we have back-end data that we have used. What we did was that we analyzed the responses of voters who are saying that they will not disclose and they are undecided. We wanted to get a guide as to how these guys could vote. So we went back to look at how they responded to the question of whether they share the idea that bringing someone for the second time helps or not. So we did that analysis comprehensively. And what we find is that, look, majority of the people who are undecided or not disclosing are neutral about that question. It means they're neither for it nor against it. But for those who are for the second chance, about 22% of those people say that they are not disclosing. He's not disclosing who he intends to vote for. But 22% of them agree that bringing someone second time helps. That's among those who are undecided. And only 13% disagree. So if you look at this analysis, it shows that clearly, if you exclude those who are neutral, majority of people who are undecided, by almost 2-1, agree with the notion that bringing somebody second time help that person, the party to win. So it means that it is more likely there are more people who would vote for Bawumia in this undecided than voting for Kennedy. That's what it means. Now, for those who are not disclosing, 18% of them believe that yes, bringing someone second time helps. Only 14% say disagree. So it is more probable that those who agree are more likely to be Bawumia supporters or voters, even though he says he will not disclose. And 14% of them are sure Ken voters. The question is about those who are neutral. So this is analysis that we use to be able to break down the numbers and then do the prediction that we did. Now, if those who disagree were a lot, then you can conclusively say that yes, Kennedy will get more of them. At the moment, they are not. Those who disagree and they are not disclosing are only 14%. But those who disagree but are not disclosing are 18%. So by 4 percentage points, they outnumber those who disagree. The question is, how do you allocate those who are saying that they are neutral about it? When somebody is neutral, is neither for it nor against it, and that is very important because it could determine how they end up voting. Now, when we looked at the data overall, using other metrics, we found that there were about 2,155 people who were either undecided or not disclosing. And we've found a way to kind of go into their head and see what is it that they would do. Now, if you look at the what we call the rule percentage, among those who are saying that I am undecided, if you look at their number, it's a total of about 1,163 people, delegates, who said they are undecided. But those who are not disclosing is 992. So in this data, there are more people who are undecided, who are more likely to be Bawumia supporters than Kennedy supporters. But for those who can have advantage over not disclosing, that number is lower. So the effect you want to see will not be there. So overall, what we did was that we did some calculation and modeling. And what we found was that about 45% of those who are not disclosing their vote will end up voting for Kennedy. But 35% may vote for Bawumia. But Brian is taking about 22%. Those who say they will not disclose, we have realized that some of them, about 22%, are going to Kennedy. Before that, a big chunk of this not disclosed were not going for Brian, but for Kennedy. But as Brian progresses, or as Brian numbers go up, Kennedy numbers come down. So you can see that Brian is on higher level than he would have otherwise be. It's because we've realized that a lot of people who are saying undecided or not disclosing for Kennedy and towards shifting towards Brian. And that's the reason why you don't see what you were expecting to see, because the numbers have kind of shifted in the last few days of the campaign. Again, look, no two elections are the same. 2023 elections were different from now. And sometimes people may have a feeling that this should be a better election for Kennedy. But remember, Kennedy is competing in the same regions with Brian Achampong. And that is a problem Kennedy has. Thank you very much.